Good afternoon. Today, I want to talk about using a reading strategy called prior knowledge. Now, what do I mean by prior knowledge? Well, you may remember that a couple weeks ago we worked on a reading strategy called making a prediction. And to make a prediction, all we did was when we were reading, we paused, we made a guess about what would happen next, and then we read on to see how close our guess was to what actually happened in the story. Prior knowledge is similar. When I'm using prior knowledge, I take a moment before I read to look at the title, to look at the main ideas, and to think about what I already know about those things. And then when I've thought about what I already know, I use that to make a prediction about what the article might talk about. I'll give you an example. In this article here, um, it's discussing attending public school in Japan. And I can look at the title right away and I can use that as a clue for prior knowledge. Say, attending public school in Japan. What do I already know about that? And then I could also look throughout the article and I would see certain sentences that I know are main idea sentences. And I can look at them as well. Now, for your assignments this week, I'm going to give you the main ideas in the title. And then I'm going to have you answer these questions on a form like this. I'm going to open up my form. And in the first section, I see the title right up here, Attending Public Schools in Japan. And then I'm going to have a couple questions. What do you already know about this topic? Well, what do I know about this? I've never been to Japan. I don't know anything about public school in Japan. But I do know something about public schools. I am, after all, a public school teacher. And you know something about public schools as well because you are public school students. So what do I know about this student? Or what do I know about this topic? I know what it is like to be a teacher and a student in a public school. And I also know some things about Japan, even though I've never been there. I know that they speak a different language. I know that they're a very different culture. They do some things very differently. Um, and I think that's probably about it. But it's still a start. So I also know that people in Japan speak a different language and live in a very different culture. So you can see how I looked at what I knew about public schools in Japan. And I didn't actually know too much about Japan, but that's okay. I just put down what I knew. The next question is where I would go ahead and use my prior knowledge to make a prediction. Based on what I already know about this topic, what do I think the article will say? Well, I said that I know what it's like to be a teacher and a student in a public school. And I also know that Japan um, has a different language and a different culture. So based on that, I might say that I expect the article to talk about what it's like to be a student in a Japanese public school. I also expect that, this is just me, I also kind of expect that the article will talk about how different it is to be a student in a Japanese public school. There I go. You notice that I haven't read the article yet. All I've done is thought about the title and what I already knew about it and what I thought I could expect to read in the article. And that's all I'm doing. Um, so Next, I've included a main idea for you. The main idea is that Japanese language is quite different from English. So, what do I already know about this topic? Well, I don't know too much about the Japanese language, except that, like this sentence says, it is quite different from English. I do know about English. I do know that in English, um, we speak, we write, and I do remember that I was taught English when I was in school. So, I'm going to put that. I don't know much about Japanese. I do know a lot about English. I know that we speak it, we write it, but we learned how to do both those things in school. So, based on what I already know about this topic, what do I think the article will say? Based on that, I think the article will probably talk about how students learn to speak and write Japanese in school. Once again, I looked at the main idea, I thought about what I already knew about it, and then after I thought about that, I made a guess about what the article will talk about. And I have a couple more main ideas here that I'm going to skip through. And then once I go through those sections, when I get to this part where it says what did the article say about each topic? Well, I don't know yet because I haven't read the article. Now I need to go back to the article. I'm going to come on back here, and now I'll read it over. And I have actually already read it, so I'll save us a little bit of time. I won't read it right now, but I will say that what I learned about attending public schools in Japan is that, yes, the article did go ahead and discuss the differences, the ways that students in Japan had a different experience from the way that I had it in school. And so I would simply write that up here as well. The article talks about how students in Japan have a different experience than I did as an American student. And once I answered all these questions, I would hit submit, and I'd be done. So this is what we're going to do this week. I'm going to give you one of these forms with the title and the main ideas of an article. I'm going to have you answer the questions about prior knowledge and prediction. And then when you get to the section that says, what did the article say? Well, I'm going to give you the article too, and I want you to read the article. After you've read the article, go back and complete those sections and answer the questions about what the article did say. I promise you that if you practice this skill and learn it really well, then when you're reading for any other subject in school or really any other time, it will really help you remember what you read, it will help you focus on what you read, and it will help you understand what you read. So if y'all have any questions about this, please join me on Zoom or email me. I'm really looking forward to your forums. Thank y'all.